Hi, welcome back to Garden Obsessed. My name is Carla. Today we are going to make calendula salve. So I have some oil with some calendula petals that I dried this summer. They've been steeping for probably a couple months now. And I'm going to show you everything else that I have here. So we've got our pot of water simmering here. This is an old measuring cup that I use for these types of things. The measurements wore off. You can kind of see them if you look in the light. So I measured 1 cup because that's how much oil we're going to need. I'm going to strain it straight into here, and then we're just going to set this whole thing in the pot of water. I have my little kitchen scale here. You need a scale. So I'm using 2 ounces of coconut oil. I've got 1 ounce of beeswax, and I'm going to be adding some lavender oil to it as well. And I'm going to be putting it in these tins. I think it'll probably take 5-ish. I made these for Christmas gifts a couple years ago and had a bunch of these left over. And it's the time of year when my hands could really use some extra moisture. So this is what we're doing. So I'm gonna get my oil strained and measured into the measuring cup here first. And we're done with the scale, so I can set that aside. Hopefully we're not light on oil. I think there should be a cup in here. I think I measured it when I put it in here, so I knew I would have enough, because that is pretty bang on a cup right there. So set that aside. So to this, I'm going to add my beeswax. And my coconut oil. There we go. And I'm gonna lower this a little bit so it just continues to simmer. And I'm just gonna set this in carefully and wait for those things to melt. Okay, so our beeswax pellets are nearly completely melted here. They melt a lot slower than coconut oil does. So I'm gonna turn this off. Now I wanna add my essential oil, but I'm not gonna do it yet. I'm gonna remove this from the heat as soon as these are completely melted and let it cool down for 5 minutes. If you add essential oil to something that's very hot, they can volatilize or actually ruin the scent of the essential oil. So I don't want to do that. I want it to smell like lavender, so I'm going to, everything's melted now. This handle is cool enough that I can just pick it up and set it here to cool for 5 minutes, and then we'll be back. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, so hopefully this has cooled enough. And I'm gonna add 20 to 30 drops of my lavender oil. So, all right, I think that was 30. And I'm gonna give this a good stir before we start to pour it. I'm going to show you a little pouring trick too. This is one of the only things I remember from organic chemistry in university. Often if we were mixing things in a beaker, in order to pour them safely, because I don't know if you guys have ever had this, especially if you're pouring slow and you go to pour from a spout, sometimes it drips down this way and can make quite a mess, which can be dangerous in a chemistry lab. So they taught us a little trick that instead of, you know, a metal scoopula or a metal spatula, today we're going to be using our bamboo stir stick. But basically you want to lay your bamboo stick so that it's touching the spout, and it will actually direct where the pour is. So you see that? So the liquid travels down the bamboo stick. I'm going to get these as full as I can. I don't know how many I'm going to need. I think 5 is going to be pretty close. And there we go. So we've got 5, and all we have to do now is let them cool and harden. I just wiped the inside of the measuring cup with the stick and put some on my hands. I forgot how much I love this stuff, so definitely save up those calendula blossoms this coming spring. You can also use dandelions. I've made it with dandelion blossoms before too. And give it a try, because it's so nice in this weather. All right, our hand salves are all hardened up. This is what they look like. You can see there. I'll show you kind of what the texture looks like. They're not super soft, but I like to just kind of run my fingers over it to soften it up, melt it a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can. So I've got some on my hand, or on my fingers, and then I just rub my hands together. So it is the season for extra moisture. I hope you give this a try. It's something that I certainly liked using in the past, and this will last quite a long time. I used to carry one of these in my purse all the time, and I think it lasted about 1.5 years, and the moisture properties will still be okay, but after that some of the oils in it will start to go rancid, and it will start to not smell as good. So yeah, give it a try. It's pretty simple and easy to make, and this time of year my hands really thank me. So thank you for watching. I hope you come back. We'll see you next time.